The holiday season is long gone and the bills are rolling in. Now is the perfect time to take a step back and evaluate our financial behaviors and relationship with cash.
Joining us now to give us some useful tips regarding the 7 deadly financial sins we may be committing is finance expert Robin Thompson. Robin, thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Good morning. Nice to see you.
And
nice to see you.
There's good reason to want to look at the 7 deadly sins. The debt ratio in our country is frightening.
It is frightening. So the first one is really about greed. So don't spend more money than you make. And when you look at the statistics, the first one is that on the average, Canadians are $200 or less away from being able to meet their monthly expenses and debt obligations at the end of each month. And for every dollar of disposable income, they're carrying $1.76 in debt. So it's really important to not spend more money than you make and get a control on your finances.
If somebody's watching right now and says, too late, I've already done that, we have tips coming up, so please keep watching. Second one is envy. Everybody else is doing better. Never is that more apparent than now with social media. You really are comparing what your neighbors are doing.
It is. It's, everybody's doing better than I am. My hairdresser's doing better than I am. My neighbors are doing better than I am. And here's the thing. You're never going to get ahead if you're always trying to keep up with the Joneses. Benchmark yourself against yourself. What are the important things that you want in your life? And tick those off your bucket list. Somebody else's pot of gold at the end of their rainbow has nothing to do with you. So start to figure out what's important to you and then manage your finances accordingly.
All right, moving on to sloth.
Sloth.
That's a little laziness and getting things done, right?
So sloth, again, is just another word for laziness. And when it comes to your finances, it's a wealth destroyer. Because the more you stick your head in the sand and don't pay attention to your finances, the more you're just going to accumulate debts. The longer you're not going to invest for long-term compounded returns. And that's really where the liquid gold is. It's, you want to invest early, you want to invest regularly, you want to invest wisely. You want to just sort of stop, putting it over there and hoping that it's going to get better someday.
Prolonging
it's not going to.
And it's getting past that where, it's only $50 a month, but it does add up, and you have to accept that it's going to be a little slow, but it will build. Right?
So $50, over longer periods of time is going to make money on top of money on top of money. $50 towards interest at 19 or 22% on a credit card is just going to keep you over here and really want to be in the positive category.
Barely afloat. Up next, lust, when you absolutely must have it.
We all have places in our budget where we tend to overspend. So if you have a place where you have a propensity to spend, put it within your budget or allot for money towards it. But what we want to lust after is lust after things that increase in value. Lust after real estate. Lust after investments. Lust after investing in yourself. Because that's what's going to bring you forward financially. If it's another pair of shoes or another sweater in every color at a box at the end of your stairs that you're going to put in storage and you're paying for it for the next 6 months on interest, does it really make a difference, truly?
Yeah, it's fleeting.
Yeah, it's fleeting.
Pride, knowing your limitations, that's a hard one for people to acknowledge that maybe we're wrong.
Listen, don't be too proud to ask for help. We all need help in different areas. If I was sick, I'd go to the doctor. If I needed my teeth fixed, I'd go to the dentist. If you need help with your finances, start to look at financial professionals that can help you. When you look at investment advisors, as an investor dealing with an advisor, it's shown to have 4 times more growth in assets over a 15-year period than people that don't work with advisors. So advisors, lawyers, insurance people, find the hole or that, the voice that chips at you in the back of your head where you're like, oh, I haven't done that yet. Go seek some professional help and get some advice because it will put you on the right path and you'll feel so much better.
It's great advice. Number 6, wrath. Don't get mad, get even.
Get even. Again, so forgive yourself if you've made some financial mistakes. You're getting your credit card bills in. Maybe you overextended just a little bit in holiday spending. Forgive yourself. There is no gold in the shame game, right? So there's no money and there's no wealth in shame. So forgive yourself. Get back to even. Look at putting a debt structure in place to be able to pay off those debts. Look at a way to rebalance yourself so that you are not living in this really ugly place of, oh, I made a mistake and I have to pay for it forever.
Shame.
No, you don't. Yeah. Don't pay for it forever. You already made the mistake. Pay for it once, move on.
It's the big thing is acknowledge. Yeah,
it's
acknowledging it and trying to find a solution to it. The last one, gluttony.
Gluttony, too much of one thing or anything, isn't great. So you need to have some balance in your life. If we all eat too many donuts and we don't go to the gym, we're going to be overweight. If we all spend too much money on items that we don't need and we rack up debt, then we're never going to save for a future and we're never going to get out of our place where we're stuck. So again, it's important to understand that you want to, save early, invest regularly, and remember that good advice doesn't cost. It pays. So just take control of your finances and give yourself some balance in different places.
And that also comes in with your investing as well. You don't want to, the classic, don't put your eggs in one basket.
And that's really important when you look at your portfolios. You have to understand when you're investing, if you have everything in equities and the portfolio goes through massive swings, of which we're seeing now, how much loss are you okay with over periods of time in your portfolio? Are you comfortable looking at your investment statement? Oh, it's gone down $15,000 or $20,000. Maybe only a $5,000 decrease is okay for you, or maybe you like to have the swings. Because there's no free lunch. If you like to have risk, there's going to be some reward, right? Risk and return are two different sides of the same coin. So just having balance.
For anybody feeling like right now they're swimming in debt, it's hopeless. They just have to keep going on automatic as it is, and they're barely floating. What do you say? Go get some professional advice.
Yeah, so I would say the first thing would be to take a look at where you're spending your money. So pull your statements at the end of the month. If you're holding 19, 20, 22% interest rate on cards and you're paying interest-only debt, you want to take a look at how to consolidate that. So maybe you look to go to a bank and get a loan or a line of credit, and that's a smaller interest rate. So maybe at 6%. Pay off the 19% interest rate, structure your payments so you're paying things off regularly, and then take the difference between the 6% you're paying and the 19 or 20, put it towards investments, put it towards savings. So it's about being proactive with your money and looking for ways to be able to reduce your interest costs and save for the longer term.
Great tips.
Where can they find
There's help. CastleMarkWealth.com, and we're going to have the tips up on the BT site.
Thank you so much. BreakfastTelevision.ca.